say she's cute even on a bad day. All right, no makeup, clear skin. The fit's not really, but she calm though. Okay, but let's get into the video because welcome to the Barbie Life 2.0 podcast. I'm your host Shakira, aka Barbie 2.0. And today we will be talking about Ice Spice and Cleo. Now, for those of you who are unaware, Cleo Trappa is an influencer and a rapper, and Ice Spice is a rapper. And these two were best friends until they had a huge falling out. And Cleo Trappa actually came out and told her side of the story. So I'm just going to play the clips of her telling her side of the story while I give my opinion and my commentary in between. And we're going to talk about it because this was actually insane. Like, actually insane. But, let's get right into it, okay?
Cleo. So, y'all know me. I've always been vocal about everything, about literally everything. Nobody can shut me up. Nobody can silence me. Like, was you silenced or was you silenced? Okay, and nobody's gonna do that to me. This video isn't to bash anyone. This is for me to speak on my experience and what I went through. And I want my fans to learn from this. My fans, my followers, my supporters, my future fans, followers, supporters. You don't even have to like me. I want y'all to literally take this situation that I'm about to break down to y'all and be inspired by it. And understand that no matter what the opportunity is, nobody should make you feel less than or make you feel like shit because they gave you an opportunity. It does not matter. It does not give a door, an open way for somebody to try to humiliate you or try to make you feel less than. And
I just want to stop the video because you can tell that she is trying her hardest not to tear up while she's telling this story. Like, she is clearly expressing that Ice Spice made her feel less than. Even though she didn't start the story yet, she's just kind of implying what this story is going to lead on to. And you can tell this girl is genuinely hurt. Like, it literally looks like she's fighting back tears. But let's just continue.
And I feel as though being such a confident black woman, I'm sorry. I'm ashy as fuck as a black woman. I didn't even want to start tearing, okay? Anyways, as a black woman, a confident one who knows exactly who she is and exactly what she wants in this world, people are so intimidated by it. And it's either you're intimidated and scared of it or you love it and you just love it. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I was around somebody who was clearly intimidated by me, and just who I am as a person. And at first it might have been something that they liked, but as you can see, I only go up, and I could be seen as a threat to somebody who clearly isn't confident. I can fall out with a friend over miscommunications, misunderstandings. That's okay. We can work it out. Honestly, it's not something that is has to end everything. You know what I'm saying? But you actually have one time to show me that you are jealous, intimidated, untrustworthy, fake, disloyal, and genuine, manipulative, and calculated. And I promise you that will be the last time you ever play with me. Now I will break down how it ended.
Before we get into the story, I do want to point out what she just said about being a confident black woman, but in her case, let's be real, confident, dark-skinned woman. And I want y'all to keep that thought in your mind throughout this story, because when we go over the events that occurred, it was very clear that Ice Spice had some self-esteem issues next to Cleo. Because one thing about it, Ice Spice may have more followers and she may have more quote-unquote fans. But at the end of the day, people can be jealous of your confidence. People can be jealous of your energy, of your likeliness. And one thing about Cleo, she is very confident, very sure of herself, and she's also very unique in her own style as well. And Cleo has a lot of likeliness. A lot of us love Cleo. A lot of us knew Cleo way before Ice Spice, okay? Cleo been known. So sometimes people can be jealous of you while having more than you. They can be financially in a better place than you, but they're just jealous of your aura and who you are. And when we go through this story, you can see that Ice Spice, she was kind of displaying a light-skinned friend that didn't like her dark-skinned friend being confident. And it's a lot of light-skinned women that like to keep their dark-skinned friend as a sidekick. And the minute you start to become the main character, they want to put you in a humble state. So, with that being said, let's get into the story.
And for a lot of people that don't know, me and Ice did not grow up together. That is not my childhood friend. I met her 2 years ago. Before she blew up, I was very supportive of her. Before she even blew up, I was somebody that genuinely liked her. I was like, this girl is so cute. I seen her video on my Explore. She didn't even drop her viral song yet. And I was so supportive of her. Now, anyways, I'm just going to tell the story because you guys deserve to know. You guys deserve to know why we are not friends anymore, because a lot of y'all loved us being together. You guys do deserve to know why we're not friends. Y'all do deserve to know who y'all are so obsessed with. Y'all love her so much. Y'all deserve to know who that girl is as an actual human being. As an actual human being. Fuck looks. Fuck looks. Fuck all of that. As a human being, at your soul. Y'all deserve to know. So the ending of July, I get a call from Ice very early in the morning. Cleo, come on tour with me. I miss you. Come. And I'm just like, girl, I'm not about to come on tour with you and watch you perform all month. Like, I got a nigga. I got stuff that I could be doing. I could be getting money. I have opportunities in New York. I have brand deals. I have things that I need to focus on. So for me to travel all over the United States with you to watch you perform kind of crazy. She's like, no, I want you to perform. And I gagged. You want me to perform? She ain't never, ever, ever, ever brought me out on stage. I was like, oh, wait. Okay. Like, I guess this girl, and in my head, this is what I'm thinking. I'm like, I guess she's really trying to make up for that fake shit that got exposed like a month ago. Like, she's really trying to, like, you know, be.
Now, the fake shit that she's talking about is the messages between her and her other ex-best friend, Baby Storm. Because Baby Storm released messages of Ice Spice just talking shit. And we'll go over that a little bit more later. But in regards to Cleo, in the messages, she was saying that she got off the phone with Cleo and Cleo just sounded like she was super jealous and it felt like fake love and things like that. And those messages got released. And when Cleo was friends with Ice Spice, I'm not going to lie, she paid it dust. She said, Baby Storm, you're just mad. Literally, that's what she said. And, you know, it was kind of like I gotta put some accountability on Cleo, because it's like, girl, after you seen the messages of Ice Spice talking crap about you and saying that you were somehow jealous of her, that already should have been a red flag. But one thing I will say, me and Cleo, I don't know her personally, but I find myself to be very similar to her in terms of being a real one, because I can tell she's a real one. And when you're a real one, sometimes you think that other people have the same genuine heart that you do. So I feel like at the time, she really took Ice Spice's explanation, because she said that she went to Ice Spice, checked her about it privately, And Ice Spice just told her, like, oh, girl, like, I just think that a lot of people are jealous of me. I say that about everyone. And from Cleo's perspective, I feel like because Cleo's a real one and she's genuine, she respected that Ice Spice was honest. And she wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt because in her head, she was probably thinking, you know what? Maybe she just took my congratulations the wrong way. And now that we talked it out, she understands that I'm not jealous of her, you know? But as a real one, and this goes out to all my real genuine bitches, you got to understand not everybody has the same heart as you do. So you shouldn't be giving everybody the benefit of the doubt. Because you will look at something and you'll be forgiving. You'll give them the opportunity to explain themselves. But some people are just soulless and dark humans. Seriously. And you giving them the benefit of the doubt, they eat that shit up because they know that you're genuine. A lot of fake people, they know the genuine people. And they will scoop you out and take full advantage. Just because they know that you're going to be very forgiving. Because they know that you think that everybody has the same heart as you do. So, after the messages came out, that I hope Cleo did learn from now on. If somebody talks shit about you the first time, you got to pay a dust. You really do. But either way, let's get back into the story.
A actual friend, because that shit was weird as fuck. And I checked her about that shit. And even for her to apologize was like pulling teeth. Like, girl, you got caught calling your friend jealous for no fucking reason. And her excuse was that I didn't speak up when I was asked if she was Nigerian. Like, girl, I met you a month before that video. I didn't even know you was Nigerian. So that was kind of weird to me too, that she was upset at me for not knowing if she was Nigerian. And she said that you could have at least said I was black. Like, girl, I didn't even know you. Am I your PR? Am I supposed to be clearing up every time somebody's asking about you being black or Nigerian? Like, that's not my role. And I don't even know you.
Now, as soon as she said this, it was giving Ice Spice, you were using her as your token black friend. Because, why do you think that she is obligated to save you and confirm your blackness to the world? If you're a black baby, you don't have to prove it. Simple as that. You really don't. You either pull up a picture of your parents and one of them is fully black, or you look black. No shade. So, Ice Spice, you feeling entitled to Cleo defending your blackness and calling you Nigerian, why can't you just show a picture of your parents? And we'll get right into that later, because this whole time I thought Ice Spice was black because she kept saying her dad was black. And child, but we'll get into that later. But either way, it was given using her as your token black friend. And a lot of people will befriend a black girl just so they can tell people, oh, I'm not racist because I have a black friend. Or, oh, I am black. Ask my black friend. She'll validate my blackness for you, since you guys don't believe it. So right then and there, it was given like, oh, I'm only really friends with you so you could, make me more black to the public. Because it's just like, girl, why did you feel so entitled to her telling the world that you're a black woman when you could do that yourself, for real? But you needed her to do that because you there is no... You can't really confirm that yourself. But anyways, let's get.
And I don't even know you. So I was so confused. Anyways, we moved past. Anyways, after that situation that had happened, with her ex-best friend exposing her for calling like just about everybody jealous, that was kind of like sick too. Because why do you think everybody's jealous of you? She literally tried to link me being jealous of her with that interview of me not knowing if she was Nigerian. And I'm just like, girl, are you crazy? And she never said that she felt the way. And it was just like, I didn't even know that she was mad at me. She's just in messages talking about me. So she tells me, like, I think everybody's jealous of me. Don't take offense to it. I say that about everybody. I'd say that everybody's jealous of me. I even say that about my mom. Like, that's kind of sick. But okay. Okay. Fast forward, though, I started thinking that a lot of the things that Ice was doing was calculated. Like, even the thing after her best friend exposing her, it was like, oh, like, let's go to the basketball game. Come with me to this basketball game. I'm thinking like, oh, she just wanted me to come with her to a basketball game. Like, maybe she's trying to make it up. I don't know why I kept thinking like she was trying to make it up for being like caught being fake. But it was just like, even the basketball game, it was like one day later, she's like dropping a song. It's like every time she's like inviting me out, because we never chilled on some like chill shit, bro. Like, it was never like just some chill. It was always like in the blogs the next day and the song is dropping too. So it was like, what? This girl kind of uses me for her rollouts. So I'm just like, okay. When the tour thing came out, I'm like, oh, she's actually trying to like give me something now. Like, okay, okay. She's trying to make it up. She's trying to word. She's trying to be an actual good friend. I made a flyer announcing that I was going to be coming on tour with her. It did not even get reposted. It didn't even get a comment or like, and she was tagged in it. The bill, it didn't even have my name on it. Like, just about nobody knew I was coming on tour. It was like a special guest. Like, she didn't even like shine any sort of like her own light on me. It was like kind of like all me. Like, I want my fans to come out. Like, she didn't really try to like mesh me in with her actual fan base or try to like put her fan base onto me. Very calculated, you know?
Now, this part right here, I know it may sound like she felt entitled to Ice Spice's fan base, which is what Ice Spice is claiming. But the thing is, if Ice Spice invites her on tour and says, hey, you can open for me, right? It would make sense to at least repost your friend. This is not a business partner. This is a friend you invited on tour. It would make sense to at least repost her coming on tour with you, or at least putting her on the flyer. Because, like, you totally iced her out of the promo to the point where Cleo had to make her own flyer to tell people that she's going on tour with you. And that's the point of opening for somebody. I don't, like, it's not Cleo being entitled. That's literally the point of opening for somebody. Any comedian shows, any singers, rappers, when they get somebody to open for them, it's so you can expose your music to that headliner's audience, because they are the headliner who has the huge audience, and you're opening for them so that your music can be listened to by their audience and you can expand your audience with their fan base. That's the point of opening for somebody. So if you invited her on tour and said, hey girl, like, come on tour with me. I want you to perform. I want you to open for me. And then you totally ice her out of the promo and the bill. That's a little bit weird. That's a little bit weird. Why invite me if you're not going to include me in the flyer and you're not going to repost that I'm coming on tour with you? Then what was the point of having me open for you? Because that's literally the point. Like, that's the point of opening for somebody, to get exposure from their audience. So it's like, what was the point of you inviting me to open for you if you weren't even going to include me in any promo? Even when Halle and Chloe went on tour with Beyonce, and they, like, Halle and Chloe, they weren't really famous like crazy at all. They were just straight off of Disney. Even when Halle and Chloe went on tour with Beyonce, they were on the promo. They were included in the bill. So I'm just letting y'all know, like, that's normal. So she's not being entitled by saying, like, girl, you didn't even include me in the flyer. You didn't include me in the bill. That is normal when somebody is opening for you, when you include them on your tour. Look at any tour with a huge artist. You will see it has the opening acts listed on the flyer, at least. So that was already giving weird. I'm sorry. That is weird. That is weird.
It was just giving like, oh, let's let Cleo eat, but we gonna give her crumbs. Like, we gonna shine light on her, but let's dim it. You know what I'm saying? It just gave that so much. Online says the show starts at 8. It would even say 9 sometimes. And guess what time I was going on? At 7:30, 7:45. I was going on before the show starts. So that was kind of weird in itself. I had no idea what to expect going on tour. I had no idea until I got on tour and started seeing certain things. And I'm just like, wait, why don't I have that? I didn't have a room. I was told I was going to be with her, but I didn't have a room. No room for me backstage at all. I was in her dressing room. I didn't have no rider. I was with her. And before I came on tour, I asked her what were the things that I was going to have to pay for, because this is so last minute. Like, you're only giving me one day to prepare. Like, it's July 30 something and we going on tour August 1st. Like, girl, like literally one day. So I'm just like, what do I have to pay for? Nothing. You're going to be with me. You're good. You're going to be with me. So I was like, okay, everything is handled. I'm just going to go. I'm going to make the best out of it.
Now, please pay attention to that part. When Ice Spice offered her to come on tour with her, Ice Spice told her, you're good. Everything is covered. Just come on tour and perform. That is what she told her. And I want y'all to keep in mind, Cleo is an independent artist. She doesn't have a team funding her career. She is an independent artist. Everything is out of pocket. Okay? So that's why she's sitting here like, you gave me a day's notice, so I had to prepare and budget.
So that's that. I'll tell y'all how the tour went now. Please keep in mind that before I went on tour, I had one day to prepare, one single day. Everything was a rush, but I'm looking at this like, okay, this is gonna be good for me. And again, did not have I didn't know what to expect. This is my first tour. Like, I wasn't allowed to bring anybody. She said if I brought anybody, I was going to have to pay for their hotel and transportation. I'm just like, girl, I didn't even have time to prepare for this. Like, I only got one day. Like, you feel me? Like,
keep that in mind. Ice Spice told her everything would be covered. And she also told Cleo she couldn't bring anybody on tour with her. And if Cleo did bring somebody, she had to pay for them out of pocket. And I'm sure Cleo, if she had 30 days notice, maybe she would have been able to bring people. But she told Cleo a day before and told her, you can't really bring nobody unless you want to pay for them. So in Cleo's mind, she's thinking, well, Ice Spice already told me all I got to do is perform. My payment is exposure. And her team is covering everything. So I'm not really going to need to bring people. And I can't even afford to reach out to people because I only have a day's notice. So keep that in mind.
It's damn near like me putting everything, like putting my needs to the side to accomplish something. I have things to pay for myself as an independent artist. So of course I'm thinking like of ways to not come too much out of pocket for a tour that doesn't even have me on the bill. Like, I'm not even on the lineup, like, okay. Anyways, let's go into how the tour went. So first couple of days was cute. We went to Philly, and this is when things go left now. Yeah, we're in a hotel room. We not sure if we're gonna like bring our bags to the venue, because I guess like we were gonna come back to the hotel. But she told me, don't leave your bags at the venue. You might need don't leave your bags at the hotel. You might need something in it. And I was like, okay, I'll bring it. Her security, who brings all her bags, she has like 10 bags. He brought my bag. Brought the bags down. And now we're at the venue, and I do need something in the suitcase. Like, I had a wardrobe malfunction, like she said I probably would have. That's that she cursed me, okay? Because now I do have a wardrobe malfunction. So I'm like, oh, how can I get the bag? She's like, tell the security to get it for you. I go to the security. I'm like, can you get my bag out the trunk? Because I have no idea where the trunk is, where the car went. We just came into the venue like, we artists, we working, whatever. He goes, he gets the bag, brings it upstairs. I change, End of the show. I put my bag next to her 10 bags and the big black dresser. And yeah, I'm thinking everything is gonna be moved, but like back into the truck, and we could, leave, go back to the hotel. I turned around, and my bag is still there. My bag was still there. All her bags was gone. I'm just like, why would somebody just leave my bag? Like, I'm like, I asked the security, I'm like, can you take my bag? He said no. I was like, what the fuck? What's going on? He brought all her bags. He can't take. Okay, I'm like, can I pay somebody to bring my bags down? Because I didn't want to bring the bags down. Why would I want to bring the bags down? I'm just a girl. So I'm asking around, nobody's word. So I'm like, all right, let me bring the bags. I'm tight though. I'm tight. Like, I'm not used to this stuff. Like, what the fuck? I'm just supposed to be performing. Need I remind you, I'm not even allowed to bring somebody on tour with me. So I didn't really have anybody helping me. It was just me. But I feel like she could have simply said to the security, like, take Cleo's bag. Don't forget Cleo's bag. But I got a sense that she just wanted me to struggle. And that's kind of fucked up as like a friend. Like, so I carry the bags. I take one duffel bag. Walking down. It's pouring outside. I put it in the car. The fans are screaming, Cleo, can we get a picture? Cleo, can we get a picture? As I'm struggling with a bag. And it's like very embarrassing. It's like very embarrassing. Like, never do fans want to take a picture with me while I'm like carrying big ass bags looking like that. I had to make a second trip for the suitcase. I made the second trip for the suitcase. Do it again. Raining outside, dragging the suitcase, fans in my face. It was so fucking humiliating. I was like, what the fuck? I get in the car, I'm tight. Like, I'm fake drenched and I'm tight. Like, and the car ride is silence. And I know she peeped why I was mad. It's like she just doesn't give a fuck. So we went to the hotel now. When we pull up to the hotel, she's like, oh, like, telling the security guy what bag she wants taken out the car because we was about to go to the hotel so she could take a shower. But it's like, I perform too. I want to take a shower too. So I'm just like, you the only one that's taking a shower? I'm going to take a shower too. She's like, oh, you got to tell him what bags to take out or he's not going to take it. And I'm just thinking to myself, didn't I just tell this guy to bring my bags to the car and he said no? So why would I think that he's going to take my bags out because I said so? It's like she just didn't want to speak for me at all. She just wanted to show that you're here alone, bitch. Like, I'm just like, wow. So I come out the car and I'm just telling the bellman, because at least there's a bellman here, and what bags to take out because I'm going to take a shower too. So we go upstairs and it's like after the show, it kind of gives like a rush vibes because we're trying to like hurry up and get back on the bus. So we're in the hotel room and I have this feeling in my chest. I don't know if anybody else who's a real ass bitch gets this feeling. And it's just a feeling, and I'm just like, I have to say something, because if I don't say something, I'm going to start moving like I don't like her. So I want to at least say how I feel, get her.
Oh, I felt that. One thing about me in friendships, you will hear me express my frustration. Because me being a real bitch, I do not want to move like I got some anger towards you or I'm mad at you for something when I could just simply talk to you about it as a friend. So I get what she mean as a real ass. And a lot of bitches do not do that. A lot of bitches will literally have like secret anger towards their friends. Whole time it's like, bro, you could have just came to me for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm one thing, I'm like that in friendships, but a lot of people don't appreciate women like that. They think that we're too honest or we're too upfront, too confrontational. And it's like, no, it's just like, I'm not about to have this secret anger towards you or bottle things in when I could just come to you about it. And most likely it's a misunderstanding that we could come to an understanding about. You feel me? So I feel her on that. So she's not crazy for going to Ice Spice about it, because clearly that bothered her. So
her take on it instead of being angry and just letting it build up frustration in me. So she's in the shower and I'm like about to take my makeup off so that we can like, I'm not waiting for her to get out the shower to take my makeup off, and it's just delaying us because we're trying to hurry up. So I went to the bathroom, I'm taking my makeup off, and I'm like, yo, you asked me to like take my bag. I mean, not you asked me. I'm like, yo, you told me to take my bags with me to the venue. You said that it was smart for me to take my bags and the reason why. And you even told me to tell your security to bring the bags upstairs. So why would it be a problem for him to bring the bags back to the car. And she goes, that's my security. He works for me. If he feels like he's doing more work, he's gonna want to get paid more. So I'm like, how much does he want to get paid more? Because if I'm gonna be with her this whole tour, I would pay him more. I'll pay him more to carry my bag.
And this is where I'm like, you're weird, Ice Spice. You're weird as fuck for that. I'm sorry. I want y'all to I'm going to paint a picture for y'all. Ice Spice had like 10 bags. Okay? Cleo literally had like a duffel bag and a suitcase. Pretty much. That's really all she had. So imagine we got 10 big bags for Ice Spice and a small duffel bag and a suitcase for Cleo. And her security takes all 10 of Ice Spice's bags, but he just decides not to take the duffel bag and the one suitcase for Cleo. Like, you could have just if you took 10 bags, what's one more? And it's like, you brought the bags to the venue. You told Cleo to bring her bags to the venue, but then when it comes to bringing the bags down to the car, you got your security refusing to help her with her bags. And then on top of it, you told Cleo she couldn't bring no one on tour with her. So you expect Cleo to just carry her bags throughout the whole entire tour on her own. And it's like, no shade, but yeah, I am just a girl. I do not want to carry my bags like repeatedly when I'm literally performing. Like, and you have security. You have big ass niggas right here who can be of use. And if they can carry 10 of Ice Spice's bags as my friend, you can't just tell your security, yeah, grab Cleo's bag too. Like, you're supposed to be my friend. If your security can carry 10 plus bags for you, then what's carrying one more for me? Literally, it's not that deep. It was just giving, you put Cleo in that weird situation so you could embarrass her and you could belittle her. And you could tell her like, oh, this is my shit. You just wanted to rub it in her face that it was your tour. This is your shit. This is my team. That's what it's giving. When people feel small next to you, even though they got more money than you or more followers, they'll try to assert their dominance over you by making it seem like, oh, this is my shit. I run this shit. I've had a few bosses like that. I've had bosses, I swear to God, even at my current job, and this is why I was telling y'all that I didn't even want to make a video today. But even at like a lot of jobs that I've worked at, I've had bosses who make more money than me, okay? But they will constantly try to assert their dominance over me because they feel small next to me. Because even though they got more than me financially, they still feel small next to me because of my aura and my confidence and my uniqueness. And it's clear that's what Ice Spice felt. Because let's be real. Ice Spice, I don't even want to wake up that tea, but before you met Cleo, you was a typical bitch from the Bronx with barely any style. You was wearing bodysuits and Jordans. You didn't have that like unique style that you got now, and you did pick that up from Cleo. Okay? And one thing about it, even though Ice Spice may have more money, she may have more fans, more followers, she definitely still felt small next to Cleo for her to do all this extra shit where she got to assert her dominance and prove that she is bigger in some way. Or, oh, this is my shit. This is my tour. Yeah, no. You're weird. You're weird.
I don't want to be carrying my bags. I don't. Like, y'all seen all the fans seeing me carry my bags? That was crazy to me. So I'm like, all right, we got to figure this out. So, like, how much you want to get paid more? He's like, he gets paid a flat rate. I'm like, is this girl serious? She said it like she had no idea what flat rate meant. If he gets paid a flat rate, that means that he'll move a house for you.
Exactly. If he gets paid a flat rate, it shouldn't be nothing for him to carry 1 or 2 bags for Cleo while he's carrying 10 plus bags for you. A flat rate means whatever you say, he does. because you gave him that flat rate. That's what a flat rate means. Literally. So if I pay somebody a flat rate, that means whatever I tell them to do, they doing, because I already gave them that one rate and that was it. So you contradicting yourself. And that right there just tells me that her security was capable of carrying Cleo's bags. But Ice Spice wanted to create a situation where she could assert her dominance over Cleo. And she could tell Cleo indirectly, this is my shit, so you better act like you know. You better tread lightly because this is my tour. This is my world and you're just living in it. That's what she wanted to put off to Cleo. Weird ass shit.
He's getting paid to work for you. He got paid to work for you. He's moving anything you tell him to move. He's moving anything that you tell him to move. So I'm like, girl, I was carrying them bags out. Like, the fans was all in my face. She started making it seem like she understand, like, oh, yeah, that's crazy, da-da-da. But then she goes back to being weird. And she's just like, he can't leave my side. Like, he can't leave me. That's why. Like, girl, what you mean he can't leave you? So now I catch her again. She's just weird. I'm just like, what you mean he can't leave you? We was up there waiting for him to bring all your bags. He left you several times to bring your bags to the car. He left you a lot of times already. She's like, oh, why would I wait for him to bring your bags to the car? I'm like, the conversation was done after that. It was done. I said, okay, I know the type of girl that I'm dealing with. She's very selfish. Why would we just waited for him to bring your bags? What you mean, why would we wait for my bags now? Like, girl, what? I got out the bathroom. That was the end of it. I didn't bring up that situation no more. I charged it to the game. And charging something to the game is normally something you do regarding business. But I thought that this girl was my friend. So I'm like, why would I have to charge something to the game in this situation? Like, this is supposed to be my friend. But gradually I start seeing that she wasn't really my friend. And that was like the beginning of it. Now, what I didn't know, which I later learned after bringing up everything I went through to her, I learned that this situation where I said something about my bags was the reason why I got mistreated the entire tour after that. And I had no idea that she was so tight at me for saying something. Because she's the type of person who doesn't like to be, she doesn't want anything said to her. She feels too big. She feels too highly. She's on her high horse. Nobody can say nothing to her. But that's the type of person I wouldn't want as a friend. Like, I don't want a friend that I can't tell about themselves. Like, I can't tell you about yourself because you're famous. Like, that's sick. It doesn't matter how famous you are. We're still all human beings at the end of the day. And you still...
This is why I don't have friends. I'm not even going to hold you. This is why I don't have friends. Because one thing about me, I'm going to tell you about yourself. Because I'm very honest with myself. I self-reflect. And a lot of times, if something bothers you and you tell me, I take full accountability. So one thing about it, like me as a friend, if you do some weird shit, I'm going to call you out on it. Literally. And a lot of bitches do not like that. A lot of bitches do not like being told. They feel like they're too good for accountability. Stop.
Anyways, so of course this story is long as fuck because it was 30 days of hell. So yeah, the New York show, I was real indecisive about like continuing the tour. But I have this drive in me where I feel like God wouldn't put me in a situation that I cannot handle. And I felt like he put me in this situation. He gave me this situation, and if I couldn't handle it, he wouldn't have. So any way that anybody is about to treat me, I will overcome it. I'm going to overcome everything. You are not going to trick me out of my spot. You are not going to make me feel like I'm not supposed to be here. I am moving by the grace of God. And that's just that. I don't care. I don't care. And from that moment forward, I said, I'm not even going to speak on anything that makes me feel uncomfortable or makes me feel unwelcomed. But at the end of this, I'm going to say how I feel. I am going to say how I feel because right now in this moment, I feel like I'm on tour with somebody that don't even fuck with me for real. That's not even really my friend. The New York tour, her dressing room was kind of small. I never have a dressing room. You know what was kind of weird? That she said that I was going to be with her the whole time. Like, I was going to be with her. You're going to be with me. You're good. And when I would come inside the venue, her whole tour production team, they would act like they have no idea where I'm supposed to go. Like, did she not tell you guys that I'm supposed to be in her room? They're just like, oh, we don't have a room for you, but here, they'll give me like a bathroom. The bathroom that everybody's using. They'll give me the bathroom and say, well, you can get dressed inside this bathroom right here. And I'm just like, I'm supposed to be in her room though. Like, I'm confused. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it was just confusing. So they would like show me bathrooms and little corners that I can get ready in. And I'm just like, what? But need I remind you, every time there was a special guest or somebody that ICE wanted to bring out, they was always accommodated. Somehow they was always able to find a room and they always had.
So imagine how mind fucking that is. Your so-called best friend tells you, hey, come on tour with me. I got you. Everything is covered. You gonna be with me. You good. And whole time, your friend is just icing you out. And she got you getting ready in public bathrooms. And when she has a special guest come out, somebody that's just coming out once for maybe like 2 seconds on stage, she got a room for them. She's accommodating them. But you on tour with her throughout this whole entire time. And she don't even got nothing for you. That shit is weird.
A room for themselves. I never had a room. And I was okay with that because I already came on tour knowing that I was going to be with her. But it annoyed me when they would act like they had no idea where I was supposed to be at. That was confusing to me. So the dressing room is small and I asked her like, oh, can I get ready inside your room? She's like, come and see the room. I come and see the room and the room is large enough for us to get ready in it. Like, bro, you invited me on tour, bro. We supposed to be trying to thug it out and make it work because we're friends and we're girls. Like, hello? So we're getting our makeup done. Our chairs are like just back to back, but the room is not, it's not like there's a couch. Her wardrobe is able to fit in there, which is a big ass wardrobe. All her stuff is able to fit in it. She's good. She's good. And I'm good too. I give her space. After I'm done dressing up, I get out the room. I do not sit around in the room and shit because she don't even allow niggas to sit in the room. She just give niggas the boot like anytime she feel like it, which was kind of like weird too because like, girl, why I can't just sit in the room and chill? Like, whatever. So, oh yeah, I forgot. That's because
That's weird also. Like, that's supposed to be your friend. And I get it. Like, you're on tour. Maybe sometimes you need alone time. But it's like, you told me that we were going to be together. And I don't have a room for myself. I can't just sit in the room and chill. So you want me to, like, what? Go stand outside? What, until we perform? Like, and it's like, if I'm sitting in the room, I'm on my phone, I'm not bothering you, what's the issue? And the room is big enough for the both of us. We got a whole couch in here, your wardrobe here. Why can't I just sit in the room before we about to go on? Like, imagine, like, I could just see it now. Ice Spice being like, this is my room. Everybody get out. Like, girl. Ooh, girl. Like, Ice Spice, I'm not even gonna lie. Ice Spice has gone beside herself. She really has. But we'll get more into that later because it gets even worse. So we'll get more into that later.
She was tight ever since the Philly show when I said something about the luggage. That is why everything was weird afterwards. Now I put my bag, literally a tote, on the side of her couch, and she knows it's mine because she knows that's my bag. I put it on the side of the couch. Her mom and her little sister came in the room, so everybody got out the room. Like an hour goes by. I like go downstairs. I walk past the room. I see my bag, like my Telfar bag, outside of her door. And I'm just like, wait, why would they kick this little bag out? Like, this little bag was on the side of the couch. Like, why would it need to?
That's weird. That's weird. That shit is weird. I'm sorry. Like, I keep pausing in between because that shit is weird. Like, I could just see it now. Like, Ice Spice is in the room and she's like, get that bag out of here. It's not mine. Get it out of here. Because it's like, bro, y'all were in a huge ass room. It's a whole couch in here. Your wardrobe is in here. You didn't have enough space for this one bag, a Telfar bag that was just sitting on the side of the couch. That's petty. What was the point of you putting it outside of the room? Literally, there was no point. It was, like I said, she puts Cleo in these situations to assert her dominance over her. So she could indirectly say, this is my tour, this is my shit. Because it's like, girl, what was the need of taking her handbag out the room and leaving it right outside the door? It's giving, I want you to know that this is my room. This is my dressing room. This is my shit. I call the shots. So even your little Telfar bag can't sit on the side of the couch of my room. So it's going to sit right outside the door. Like, that shit is weird. And it's like, bro, I'm supposed to be your friend. Like, what? Like, that's like if you go to your friend's house, for example, and y'all are getting ready to go out somewhere, and she takes your handbag and leaves it right outside of the door of her house. It's like, girl, what was the point of like, your house is huge. You can't leave the bag, like, on a couch or something. Like, what was the point of leaving it right outside of the door? Like, again, she trying to assert her dominance. Like, you're being weird. You're being weird at this point. Like, you're weird.
To be kicked out the room. What is crazy now, a few days later, and I'm not accusing anybody of nothing. It could have been anybody. You know what I'm saying? It could have been somebody that walked past the door and seen a bag in the front of Ice's door. My card was used. $700 and something was used at one of those designer retail websites like Essence or something. I was so gagged. I was just like, what? Of course, call my bank, got my money back. I didn't even make it a thing. But
that would have been the last straw for me. I'm sorry. $700 in this economy, that is a lot. I don't care who you are. That is a lot of money. And that right there, that would have been it for me. You put my bag right outside the door, and then next thing you know, my car gets stolen and $700 was taken out. That shit is weird. And maybe it wasn't Ice Spice's team, but it's just like, girl, why would you leave my handbag right outside the door in a public place where we're on tour. People are walking past the door. It's a bunch of people walking past this hallway, passing this door. My bag is open. Like, it got my wallet in here, my ID, all of that stuff. That's not even safe. You couldn't leave it in the dressing room where it was protected. You had to leave it outside the door. Like, you're not being a girl's girl. As a woman, we all know, like, your handbag has everything. It does. It got all the shit that you need. So it's like, what was the point of leaving it outside? Like, it's as if you wanted somebody to steal her bag, or you wanted somebody to steal her info, and you also wanted to assert your dominance and let her know, this is my fucking dressing room, bitch. It's my world and you're just living in it. Like, you're weird. Like, bro, oh my God.
Imagine somebody that only has $700 and something in the account. And like, yo, and just imagine how other people could react to that. Like, they would be so fucking gagged, bro. I'm just like, whatever. You know, that's crazy. Because why would you kick my bag out? But like I said, I'm not even going to say nothing. She probably going to argue with me. She probably going to some things. Now, I stayed in New York a couple of days to work on my video shoot. When I came back, everything changed. So she told me to take a bunk on her bus because Riot was coming to the back. Riot's coming, so take a bunk on the bus. I was like, okay, girl, I'm not going to cock block. You want to be with your man? Cool, granted.
Okay, so Riot is her man. I mean, we already knew this, but now it's confirmed. Stop playing with him, Riot. You're dating a weird ass bitch. But anyways, let's continue.
That's what she told me, though. So I'm thinking, when you done, this is like a who knows? The bus ride is mad long. I'm thinking we're going to go back to the hotel, when we get to where we going, like we're gonna be in the same hotel. So when she got out the back room on the bus, we came out together. It was her, Riot, me, and the security were walking towards the elevator. We go inside the elevator. And this is something that she could have texted me, because she texted me when she said that he was coming on the bus and for me to take a bunk on the bus. So she goes, in the elevator, "You're not going to get your own room?" I was like, "What?" I didn't know I was getting my own room. I was mad confused. I'm like, "Oh, that's what I was trying to understand." And I stopped the elevator door from opening. Girl, why you can't say nothing to nobody? Like, why do you always try to give like an embarrassment kind of vibe? Like, it's not even embarrassing, but it's like that's the vibe that you make it seem like you try to give all the time. Like, girl, you could have texted me that. "Cleo, make sure you get your own room. This is the hotel we staying at." Like, damn, why we gotta get to the hotel and you telling me you're not gonna get your own room? Like, I could have had the room booked already before we got here, boo. But on top of that,
that's weird. And that's why I'm saying, like, Ice Spice, she puts her in these weird situations. Like, you make a promise to her that you're going to cover her on tour. And then once she gets on tour, you telling her that security can't carry her bags. So now she got to carry her own bags. It's like you trying to purposely embarrass her. You trying to purposely make her feel small. And it's like, yeah, you could have texted her that. Why'd you have to wait until y'all got to the hotel and y'all in front of Riot to tell her, "Oh, you're not going to get your own room"? Like, you could have texted me that. You knew we were coming to this hotel all day. You couldn't tell me beforehand to book my own hotel, but you wanted to tell me as soon as we got to the hotel. So I'm caught off guard. I don't have time to prepare. And now I'm embarrassed because you're saying it in front of people. I used to have a friend like that. She would always try to do weird shit where, like, she would put me in situations and, like, she would do shit like, "Oh, you know, like, we're gonna go here. This guy, he told us that we would get in the section for free. It's cool." And then as soon as we get there, it's like, "Oh, she's covered, but you're not covered." And she'll do shit like, "Oh, like, so you're not gonna pay him $40 to get in?" And I'm like, "You told me earlier that he said the section was free for both of us. I didn't bring $40 because I assumed that me and you was getting in for free because that's what you told me. You waited till I got to the door to tell me now I gotta pay this nigga $40. And now I look broke. I'm embarrassed because I'm in front of all these people. There's a bunch of people waiting in the back. And they looking at me like, "Where your $40? And it's like, why didn't you tell me that before?" And it's like, you knew that before, but you wanted to give an embarrassment type of vibe. Like, you're weird. Like, and like, let's just continue.
I didn't even know that I was paying for hotel rooms, because they're staying at five-star hotel rooms every place. Her label's covering everything. Label. Everything's covered. You know what I'm saying? I'm an independent artist. Why would I come on this tour knowing that I had one day to prepare? Now I'm going to have to pay for 5-star hotels in every city. This is not something that I signed up for. This is not something that I was prepared for. This is not something that I told my label about. Maybe they could have.
Exactly. Because what did Ice Spice tell her? Let's bring it back to the beginning. Ice Spice told her, "You come on tour, everything is covered. You're good." But now that we're on tour, you want to tell me right when we get to the first hotel, "Oh, you got to pay for your own room." And you gave me one day to prepare to pay for my own hotel rooms? Bitch.
Not even maybe. They would have helped me. But you gave me one single day to prepare for a tour that you knew about months ago. That's so crazy to me. But we know why now. We know now that you added me to the tour simply because you wanted to damage control. The situation with Baby Stormy was making you look crazy. You thought to yourself, and this is things that I realized after the fact. I told y'all, I really thought that she was trying to make it up. But it wasn't a make-up matter. It was her trying to clean up everything that was going on with her. And let's add Cleo to the tour so people think that I'm a good friend. So people think that I give opportunities to her and I'm nice and I'm good. Her hairstylist end up saying, like, you should stay. You got your fans coming out. You already promoted it yourself. Like, your fans is coming to see you. Do it for your fans. She put that battery in my back to really like, I had to get my head back on a swivel. Like, yo, like, make this situation what you can make it and just ignore everything else. Fuck it. And at the end of this, you will address her and you will tell her how this situation made you feel. And if she doesn't care, that was never your friend. Some people don't even know what, and like, they don't know how they're making you feel until you tell them. But if she doesn't care, she was never your friend. So I end up staying with the hairstylist. She let me stay inside her hotel room. Every city that we went to, I stayed with her, and she was mad nice, and it was so fun with her. Like, it really just gave, like, it was just fun. Like, it felt like how it was supposed to be with Ice, but she's fucking boring. Like, she's boring. She doesn't want to do anything. She doesn't even want to play Uno. Like, she doesn't even want to do anything. The bus rides be bad, boring. It just be boring. So, like, being with her hairstylist really showed me, like, the fun side of the tour. And she even said it herself, like, yeah, you made this tour so, like, easy going. Like, you just made it fun. And I'm glad that she felt that way because she made that for me, too. And thank you, girl. Now, moving forward, this is when it starts to really feel like mistreatment and just weird stuff. So the hairstylist shows me like a menu and stuff. She's like, oh, production and whatever, they're gonna order food for everybody, pick what you want. I was like, okay, I'll get a chicken salad just like you. Like, I'll just get a chicken salad. Then she shows me like a message where somebody from production is like, Cleo is not a part of the budget. So I'm just like, how am I not a part of the budget but y'all invited me on tour? Like, who and why didn't they tell you? And why didn't they tell you that make sure Cleo's good? Make sure Cleo's good. Cleo is a part of the budget. Make sure Cleo's good. The same way you told me that I was going to be good. Why is your production saying that I'm not a part of the budget for a chicken salad? Chicken salad? I'm not a part of the budget for a chicken salad? Y'all could have bought that chicken salad.
Chicken salad? No, but no bullshit. Like, that shit is fucking weird, bro. Like, that shit is weird. You are ordering food for everybody on tour. And I asked for a fucking, $15 chicken salad. And you being stingy talking about some Cleo is not a part of the budget. What? For a chicken salad? This is supposed to be your friend. Your friend. You probably spending what? $2,000, $3,000 on food for everybody else on tour. You can't include your friend's $15 chicken salad? The fuck? So you want your friend to starve? And it's like, bro, like, Cleo could have even paid you back. But it's like, you didn't want to include her in the order. And that's what I say. Ice Spice puts her in these situations to assert her dominance. Because she wants to make it known that this is my shit. Because it's like, bro, what's the need for all this unnecessary shit? You telling your security that they can't carry my bags. Then you put my tote bag right outside of the dressing room. Now you can't order a fucking chicken salad in a group order with all of the people on tour because I'm not a part of the budget. When I'm supposed to be your friend and you promised me that everything would be taken care of before we went on tour. You're weird, bitch. You're weird.
And literally got the money from my manager or me. But y'all wanted to show me so bad that I can't get nothing and that nobody is here for me that I couldn't even get a chicken salad. I yagged. I was like, wow, this shit is corny. I ain't saying nothing. No, remember I said I wasn't saying anything about anything. I was just going to take everything in and whatever. So my manager ends up getting me an assistant to come on tour with me, somebody to help. They met me in Chicago. So now the Chicago show was lit as fuck. It was so fun. I love Chicago. But yeah, she came, she helped me, whatever. And the only reason why she even came in the first place was because she was told that she was going to be able to go on Riot's bus. And then at the end of the show, she was told that Riot said you can't come on his bus. And she was just so confused because that's the reason why she came all the way to Chicago in the first place. And Riot is not even on his own bus. He's on the bus with Ice. So it was just so mind-boggling, And he probably didn't even say that. They probably just didn't even want me to have anybody. And that was the vibe that I was starting to get, that they actually do want me to struggle. They want me to struggle a little bit. They want to see if I'm gonna stay. It's like they want to put this pressure on me. And let me tell you, the devil will not win, boo. He will not win. He will not win. He will not win. He was starting to get to me, but he didn't win. Sent her all the way back to New York, and I was left again with nobody. I got a little piece of help, and then I was done for. Now we're in Texas. We're in between Texas and Mexico. What do you guys think of when y'all think Texas, the between Texas and Mexico? Desert. Tumbleweeds, nothing for miles. No Uber Eats, no Uber 2 Eats, and there's nothing. We're at a Best Western or whatever one of those hotels are. We're in the middle of nowhere. That's how you know, because we're at one of those Best Western hotels. And yeah, no food. There's a McDonald's all the way down the block, 8-minute walk. Probably gonna get bit by scorpions and all sorts of other bugs while walking through the desert to McDonald's. So me and her hairstylist were in the hotel. We just sleeping and stuff. It's like 2:00. We get up around like 5 or 6. I call Ice. I'm getting ready and shit. Me and her hairstylist is about to make videos or whatever. I call. I'm like, oh, let's make TikToks. She's like with that soulless demon face, just you're with my hairstylist, so like, damn, my bad. It was really seeming like she didn't really want me to be friends with her hairstylist, but it's like, damn, bitch, I don't got no friends. So I'm gonna make friends with bitches that.
How you gonna be mad because she is making friends with your hairstylist after you been icing her out this whole entire tour and being rude to her and not being a girl's girl? You've been making it clear that Cleo is not really your friend for real. You've been making it clear that you don't fuck with Cleo for real. So if she's going to be on tour, she's obviously going to make friends with other people because you acting like you too good for her for real. Like, the fuck?
Actually want to be my friend. I'm sorry. I hung up on her after that because it was just like, ew, like, all right, I'm with your hairstylist, so what that mean? Like, oh, like, I can't, like, I'm not ready, obviously. Like, it was just the attitude around it that was just so weird and corny to me. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Went downstairs, and I seen her in the lobby, and her and some other boy, one of our friends, is just standing there, with a basketball. I'm like, oh, what y'all just did? Oh, we was playing basketball, whatever. Nobody said anything about eating. Nobody. I'm like, me and the hairstylist keep talking about food. We like, oh damn, we mad hungry. Like, we mad hungry, just a McDonald's. Or nobody said anything about food while me and her are talking about how hungry we are. Now we go to the boys' bus, tour bus, and we just sitting on the bus. We just like, yo, like, can somebody come with us to McDonald's? Like, nobody want to walk there by themselves. We fake want a man with us. They like, oh, that's mad far. Like, nah, like, word, there's a desert, it's scary. I'm like, okay. Nobody said anything about food still. Come to find out, everybody ate. Can you believe that? Everybody ate. Guess what? They all went to a steakhouse. Everybody went to a steakhouse and left me, the hairstylist, and the makeup artist. Everybody.
Nah. That would have been the straw for me. That would have been it for me. Everybody. We're in the middle of fucking nowhere. We're in fucking Texas, Mexico. Tumbleweeds everywhere. Ain't nothing for miles. We ain't eat for hours. I'm on tour. I'm supposed to perform. I gotta have energy. Me and the hairstylist talking about something. We mad hungry. And y'all just sitting here like, oh, well, everything is too far. We don't feel like going here. We don't feel like going there. Whole time y'all all already ate. What was the point of not inviting them to come eat with y'all? Y'all know that there's not a lot of food for miles. So why couldn't you just invite your friend to come eat with you at the steakhouse? Like, That's weird. Now it's giving, I want to exclude you out of shit. To make you feel even smaller. To make you feel like you don't belong. That's what it's giving. Because it's like, it was nothing for you to just tell your friend that you brought on tour, like, hey, we're going out to get some food. And you watching me tell you, oh my God, I haven't eaten. I'm so hungry. Whole time you already had a whole fucking, you already went to a steakhouse and had a whole meal. Why couldn't you just invite me to come with you to the steakhouse? And it's like, bro, you in my face acting like you ain't eat. Well, I'm telling you, I'm fucking starving. And it's no food for miles. Like, you're fucking weird, bitch. You're weird. You're weird. You're weird.
Went to go get a bite, steak, mash, cream corn, spinach. And we didn't have anything. We didn't eat at all. We're trying to figure out how to get a McDonald's. And y'all all ate already? Nobody mentioned it. You know why nobody mentioned it? Because it was a secret. It was a secret and I gagged. One of the things that I have to charge to the game, I guess. I'm like, what? They said, don't say anything. We don't want to make it a problem. All right, I'm not going to say anything. One of the things I'm just going to have to bring up when I'm ready to leave. And that's another thing that I later realized when I reflected on everything, that this girl was really mad at me for saying something about that luggage, bro. She was so mad at me for saying something. Like, she don't want nobody say nothing to her. Like, she tried to low-key torture me. Like, she was trying to low-key do it. Like, she wasn't trying to do it too much, but she was trying to still, like, show me, like, yeah. And I'm just like...
Yeah, that's what it's giving. I've had friends like this. Like, you know them people that try to shade you and they try to do shit in a low-key way so that if you call them out on it, you'll look like you're overreacting. They could easily deny it and be like, oh my gosh, you're tripping. It wasn't even like that. I didn't even mean it like that. You're overreacting. Whole time it's like, girl, no, you meant it like that. And you did that shit on purpose. It's like low-key shade. You know what I'm saying? Like, you trying to torture me, but in a low-key way. So you could, if you get called out on it, you could gaslight me and act like you ain't really mean it like that. When in reality, your intentions were to make my life a living hell. Literally. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. This is reminding me of an old friendship I had. It's not even funny. But let's continue.
I didn't even know that until I brought all of this up to her. And she showed me that she didn't give a fuck. Girl, fuck you. I was like, oh my God, just went on tour with somebody that hates my guts. Wow. So for you guys that don't know how a tour bus looks, it looks like a slave ship. Very similar to a slave ship. 3 bunks stacked up on top of each other very tightly on each side. Some may have more, but this bus that we was on had 3. And then she has her big room in the back, which I was staying at for the first couple of days until I blew things by saying something about my bag. As an artist, why the hell would I want to leave the venue carrying my bags? We'll never know why she wanted me to look so crazy. We'll never know. Actually, we do know. But yeah. So that's how the bus looks. And while we were in New Orleans, there was another situation where we was on the bus from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Me and the makeup artist, me and the hairstylist, well, all of us, we were told to get on the bus because at this point, Ice doesn't even communicate with me anymore, by the way. She like slowly, gradually stopped talking to me. And that's because I think like she realized that I was like getting cool with the people that worked for her. So now it's like she's kind of like treating me like a worker. But I was so confused. Like, you're not being my friend, so I'm going to make more friends. Like, girl, it's like she wanted me to be miserable and alone, and it just didn't happen because that's not what God had planned for me, boo. So they was told to get on the bus at 9, and nobody tells me anything, so I'm just doing what they said, you know. I don't get no text messages. Like I said, I don't, she doesn't tell me nothing. So I get on the bus at 9 a.m. because that's what her manager told them. Her manager doesn't even text me. That's how much I don't get anything told to me. So she was literally the one that was supposed to be talking to me. So I get on the bus at 9, wake up at 2, and we're in the same place. So you can think about it. We're on a slave ship, right? From 9 to 2 p.m. in the same place. thinking that we're moving and that by the time we wake up, we won't even be there anymore. So to find out we're in the same place is so crazy. My legs are cramping now. Like, I'm just so confused. Like, niggas is treating us like fucking luggage for real. Like, yeah, let's just throw the luggage on the bus. Like, girl, what? We're humans. Can you tell us that you're not leaving right now? When somebody asks, like, why didn't we leave yet? Because Ice didn't feel like leaving yet. And I'm just like, bro, this is so crazy. I texted her, I was like, hey, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm on the way. I'm like, bro, what? You could have been told niggas not to get on the bus because you're not leaving yet. Y'all go and do something. Y'all walk around or look around and just travel around, whatever, because we're not leaving yet. But instead, you let us sit up in that tour bus for that long, girl. And you didn't even give a fuck when I told you about any of this. And that shit is what really hurts the most. How much she didn't give a fuck. So I'm actually glad that I didn't say anything during the tour. Let me tell y'all something. The type of person that I am, bro. If I say how I feel, this is how the situation in Philly made me feel. And I see that you don't give a fuck. That starts to turn me. So I didn't want to be turned so bad that I spaz on her. I spaz on her. I swing on her. I'm locked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even want that to come out of this at all. Because the way she goes back and forth and the way she's ready to argue, that's somebody that knows that they got people behind her. Because that mouth would not be running like that 2 years ago. I'll tell you that much. I was going to leave after we was...
That's what I told y'all. She kept her cool. I know a lot of people are looking at it like, damn, Cleo, there's so many red flags. Why didn't you beat her ass from the time that your car got stolen? She knew to pay it dust in the moment, because in that professional setting, with Ice having a whole team behind her and security behind her, she not about to go off on the bitch, knowing that she's a dark-skinned woman and people are totally going to invalidate her feelings. So she just kept it hush. That's what a lot of us do.
Left in the desert and they went to the steakhouse behind our backs. I was going to leave after that. But I'm like, you know what? Let me do the Dallas and Houston show. Let me bring my girl Asian out. Let me make the best out of this situation once again. And that was going to be it. My mom, she wasn't able to make it to the New York show. She comes to Atlanta. She's like how she's coming to Atlanta because it was my aunt's 70th birthday and she wanted to see me. So I'm like, damn, I got to do the Atlanta show just for her.
Wow. They didn't even let her mom backstage. Like, you're weird, bro. Like, what? Like, so my mom can't come backstage to see me perform or to see me before I perform? You treating my mom like a fan? Like, I'm on tour, I'm performing, but my mom can't go backstage? Like she ain't no fan? Like, that's my mom. She could come backstage. The fuck?
Now, we're going to get into the dispute that ended everything. So, I addressed everything to her. I should actually show how I addressed it. Because although it was very long, I want you guys to also keep in mind how so close friendships and relationships feel. Like, the breakup feels the same. The way you express yourself, it can kind of feel the same as, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is very similar.
That is true. Sometimes friendship breakups be worse than relationship breakups. Honestly. It really do, because sometimes you hold on to that shit for a real long time. And the same way you be texting your nigga a whole paragraph expressing how you feel, you do that with your friends too, because you carry more love for your friends sometimes than you do for a boyfriend. And that's like a real bond, like, that's like, damn, like, it really sucks to find out that, like, a friend secretly hates you or she's a weird bitch. Like, that really do hit you home. Like, it's like, damn, bro, like, fuck. Like, sometimes it be hurting more than relationships. I'll give you that.
So when I was explaining everything that I went through, it was a long ass paragraph. And like, I was talking to my nigga. Like, I was breaking everything down because I want you to know exactly how I feel and how it made me feel.
And that's very emotionally mature of her as well. Because a lot of people would have beat Ice Spice's ass or would have came straight to the internet or would have just ghosted her. Her being a real bitch and being a genuine friend, you could tell she really cared about this friendship. And she went out of her way to explain to Ice Spice in detail what she did, how it made her feel, and she didn't come at her crazy either. Just express how it made her feel so Ice Spice could understand, so they could come to a compromise or understanding in some way. Because sometimes when you're a real ass bitch, you give people the benefit of the doubt. And you think that some people are just genuinely doing stuff without realizing that it's offending you. So you want to give them the opportunity to at least hear you out. But the reality is, some people really do know that they're being weird towards you. They're very much aware of everything that they're doing. Whether it's them copying you, whether it's them talking shit about you, being fake, moving weird towards you, whatever it is. People know that they're being weird. Most of the time, they know. They just hope that you don't call it out. Because a lot of people don't have the guts to call it out. And that's why a lot of real bitches don't have friends. Because people like when people just let them be weird. People don't like when people call them out on their weird shit. So.
Exactly what I went through and how it made me feel. I want you to understand it. And I also want you to put yourself in my shoes and ask yourself if you would even go through that. You know what I'm saying? Because people fail to realize that she skipped a very important part in her career, which was the grind. She barely had to do that. She barely had to do that. And that's okay. Some people are lucky. Some people are lucky, and we're going to call it luck. We're not going to call it her being blessed, because I don't think the Lord will bless somebody like her. Her soul it doesn't belong to the person above. She is very dark and very soulless. And I've never been around this girl for more than 10 hours. Anytime I hung out with her, it was something very small, a small gathering, a small event. It was video shoots, you know what I'm saying? It never was chilling in the crib, face not done, chilling. You get what I'm saying? Like on some real friend shit. That's why I kind of got annoyed when a lot of people thought he was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, oh, but it was like, we were still cool. Like that was still my girl, bro. So it was just her energy. I got to witness this very firsthand. I was around her every day, 24/7. I mean, not all the time, because she would go straight to the back into that room. And when I would see her, like at the venue and whatever, because after the Philly situation, I barely saw her. She was dark. She just, oh my God, like, it's even scary to talk about. Like, bro, that girl, she needs to be saved. Like, I don't know if she was always like that, if it's Hollywood, but Hollywood never changed me. Like, Hollywood never changed me. But Nikki was very, very correct when she said, ain't no friends in the game. Ain't no friends in the game. But me thinking like, oh, like I was cool with Ice like before all of this, da 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 da. I didn't think like she was gonna be a weirdo over time. Like that shit was crazy. So when I told her about everything, she literally turned around. Like when I say everything, I told her everything. I'm gonna put it in a screenshot. Honestly, it felt like it could have been a miscommunication here. She winds up telling me that she told her manager, basically after the Philly situation, she told her manager to tell my manager that I'm gonna need to get my own room. What I was confused on is that I told you how I felt in Philly, but
I mean, right now, that was a long ass paragraph. And all Ice Spice had to say was, you're mad ungrateful. Bitch.
but you couldn't tell me how you felt in Philly. And that's why we weren't really friends. That's how I realized that we weren't really friends, because you can't even speak up to me, but had the audacity to say that I didn't say any of those stuff to you because I'm scared of you. Why would I be scared of you? I didn't want to punch you. I didn't want to say all those stuff above and then you completely ignore it. Because that's what you did when I mentioned the stuff that had happened in Philly. You ignored it. Like, you did not care. So with that being said, if I was to explain everything like how I explained it, you would literally not care at all. So it's not even about being scared to say it to her. It's about being scared to see your reaction in person. Like, your reaction would have led to something bad. Something bad. And I wouldn't even have been able to say everything that I just said. You would have cut me off. You would have cut me off.
Oh my God. I'm not gonna lie. I just broke up with my ex because of that. Because one thing about it, when people know they're wrong, they're not going to let you finish your sentences. And it's my pet peeve when people cut me off mid-sentence. And I feel her on that. She texted Ice Spice because she wanted to get all of her points across without Ice Spice cutting her off mid-sentence. Because then it's like, I'm trying to finish my sentence. I'm trying to tell you how this made me feel. And you're cutting me off mid-sentence to invalidate my feelings. Literally. That shit is annoying. And people who do that, they're not emotionally mature. They can't even have a mature conversation with somebody and see the other person's perspective. They're just so one-sided and they only see things from their point of view, that when you're talking to them, they're only listening to respond. They're not listening to hear you. So we all know how Cleo is. She's with the shits. She would have said this in person to her, but she said it through text because she really wanted to give Ice Spice the opportunity to read everything without cutting her off mid-sentence if they said it in person or through the phone. And she wanted to give her the opportunity to really read it out loud and really comprehend how she made Cleo feel. So for Ice Spice to call her a pussy, oh, because you're texting me this, you were scared of me. Nobody's scared of you, bitch. Nobody's scared of you, especially Cleo. Nobody's scared of you, girl. Okay? I don't care where you're from. It's just, we know that you're not emotionally mature up here.
But the fact that I said so much and all you had to say was that somebody was ungrateful, you just wanted all of this to be a reason to call somebody ungrateful. You wanted all of this so that...
Yup. One thing about it, sometimes people will already dislike you, but they don't have a valid reason to dislike you. So they'll wait for something stupid for them to be like, oh yeah, that's why I don't like her. And it's like, bro, that shit is small as fuck. That shit is not even that deep for real. You just been waiting for the opportunity to have a reason to not like me, because you realistically, you didn't even want to like me from the jump. You just didn't really have a valid reason. And you knew you would look crazy for saying you don't like me for no reason. So you waited for something so small for you to say that you don't like me. And in this situation, that's what Ice Spice did with Cleo. You brought her on this tour so you could say that you were doing her a favor, but then you treated her like shit on this tour. So that when she finally spoke up about it, and when she finally confronted you about the mistreatment, you could call her ungrateful. It's like you were waiting for the opportunity to call her ungrateful. You wanted to make her feel small. You wanted to make it known that this was your tour and this was your shit. So it's like, bro, I hate people like that. Don't do me a favor if you're going to throw it back in my face. The fuck? Then it's not a favor. She's going to use the fact that she brought Cleo on tour as a favor so that she can have an excuse to mistreat her. So then later, if Cleo speaks up, oh, you're ungrateful because I did you a favor by bringing you on tour. So however I treat you on tour, it's excused because I did you a favor by bringing you here anyways. It's like, girl, Just because you did me a favor, that don't give you the right to treat me like shit. It's like, is that the only reason you did that favor for me? So you can have an excuse to treat me like shit? And then when I speak up about it, you call me ungrateful? The fuck? Weird ass bitch.
When something was to happen or you was to mistreat me, it was like, girl, look at all I did for you. You mad ungrateful. Like, girl, just because you gave somebody an opportunity doesn't mean you have to treat them like shit. And I could tell that everything that was happening with management or production, that was all from your mouth. Is what I'm now coming to understand. That you was the one behind the scenes making sure that Cleo don't get no chicken salad or make sure she don't get no room, make sure Cleo not in my room. Like, but how you gonna tell me I'm gonna be with you? That doesn't make any sense. So you would, if you were so mad about the bag situation in Philly, why didn't you just straight up tell me, bro, this tour shit is not gonna work out? That's what you should have just said. That's what you should have just said. But since you didn't say that, and I just got a hint of just weirdness, I took a step back and just made the opportunity what I could make it. But it wasn't genuine at all. Nothing that you do is genuine. Everything is calculated. Like I said, I was the token black friend. You didn't have your other best friend around because you said that she didn't match your aesthetic. Like, there's something very wrong with somebody that is only friends with somebody for their aesthetic. I don't know what's wrong with you, but I should have never let you take my swag. I should have never even gave you a piece of it, because Lord knows that you was wearing bodysuits and Jordans when you first came out. Now all of a sudden it's mini skirts, it's little dresses, and big chunky boots. Like, girl, that's me.
Clock it! Clock it. I'm sorry, but clock it. Cause I'm sorry. Clock it. Okay? Because one thing about it, Ice Spice, when you first came out, you was a typical basic ass bitch from the Bronx. You just had a fat ass and a curly fro. But you was dressing basic as fuck. You was wearing, we all remember the Munch video outfit. You was literally wearing crop tops and biker shorts and Jordans. Or bodysuits and Jordans. You was dressing like a basic bitch from the Bronx. And then when you became friends with Cleo, that's when you got your new style where you started doing the Y2K shit. So you definitely used her as your token black friend. Because like she said in the beginning, you wanted her to defend your blackness and you wanted her to tell people that you're Nigerian. So you wanted her to validate your blackness to the public. You wanted her as a sidekick to make you more appealing to the black community. And you wanted to steal her swag. I mean, my last story time that I did in my last episode, remember when I told you about my white friend that used me as her token black friend? She was borrowing my clothes all the time and then taking credit for my clothes. Every time she would borrow my clothes, she would act like it was hers when people complimented her, trying to steal my swag. A lot of bitches do that. A lot of bitches know that you can dress. They know you got style. They know you unique. And they literally just come around you so they could take notes on you and try to be a better you than you. But it ain't never gonna work, because you could copy me as much as you want, but the pace will never be the same, bitch. It'll never be the same. Okay. But let's just continue.
Out now, because I don't like what I did not like that at all. But you know what I'm initially going to do? Charge it to the game and let everybody know what type of human being you are. Because it's not even like what type of girl you are, what type of human being you are. You're not a girl's girl. You're not for the girls at all. You're not. That's why you barely have any friends, and that's why you most definitely don't have any black friends. Never seen any black girl around her. And the black friend that you did have exposed you. But I'm doing this shit a little differently, because I want people to actually feel it. I want people to actually feel it. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all can still support her and y'all can still love her down. Y'all could do everything. But let me tell y'all what y'all not gonna do. Don't disrespect me behind her. Don't disrespect me behind her, because I was nothing but a good friend to her. I'm telling you, bro. Y'all didn't even like the way how this girl dressed when she first came out. Come on, Y2K? I had a Y2K party in 2021 that I didn't even know Ice in 2021. She told me when we first, let's talk about the first time we met, because It's really gaggy to me that all of a sudden I'm the bum and I'm careerless. When we first met, you told me that it was a full circle moment. How can I turn into a careerless bum because of a hotel room that you didn't tell me that I was gonna pay for? That's my fucking money. That's my money. If I wanna use what I use my money for is what I wanna use my money for, and there's plenty of it. It's plenty of it, girl. It's plenty of it. So I should come out of pocket thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for somebody that's not even trying to promote me being on her tour. The only thing you wanted to promote was that you was giving somebody an opportunity. Like, oh yeah, Cleo posted it, so everybody knows that. Da da da. Like, bro, you did not want to shine any sort of light on me. And when you shined a light, you dimmed it. And you made sure you dimmed it down. You dimmed it down. And you made sure those speakers on that stage was not even loud. You made sure of it every time. Every time. And it was such a learning experience, bro. Nobody had any idea what I was going through before I even got on that stage. And even when I got off that stage, it's like I couldn't even go into her room when I was done performing. When I was done performing, I had nowhere to go. Because when I come to the room, it's, oh, I just don't want nobody in her room right now. Like, damn, bro. It's like she treating niggas like they her fans. Like, I thought we was sissies. Like, what's going on? Why niggas can't go inside your room? I know what's going on. You want to exercise your power. You want to show that this is your shit. You run this shit. This is your show. I understood that already when I came on tour. And I understood that. But you wanted to make me feel that. Like, that's the sick part about everything. That you wanted to make me feel less than. You didn't even tell anybody on that tour. I bet you didn't. Make sure Cleo's good. Make sure anything Cleo wants she get. Or make sure Cleo's good. Make sure Cleo's good. I didn't even get that vibe. And when I spoke out on it, I got called a careerless bum. I'm never gonna be anything. Da 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 da. I'm a bum. I'm a bum. I'm crying about a hotel room. Like, bro, is that the only thing that I spoke about in the paragraph, bro, that I wrote you? Is that the only thing that I spoke about in these videos? So the fact that you would even think that that's what all of this is about just goes to show how much of a corny individual you are. And you couldn't wait for the opportunity to try to call me a bum. You couldn't wait to try to speak down on me. To speak down on me. Somebody that you looked up to. Somebody that you was watching since high school. You told me it was a full circle moment meeting me, bro. Meeting me, being in the same car as me. Like, you could not believe it. You were so gagged. But now your head is so big, you don't even know where you came from.
Clock it. Honestly, this was a lot. This was a lot. And what I took from this is, honestly, Ice Spice is a bully. She's a bully. And she never gave a flying fuck about Cleo. She used Cleo as her token black friend so that she could appeal to the black community more because she has a black friend and she's with black culture and all that stuff. When in reality, it's really questionable if she's really even black because she lied about her father being Nigerian. And her father is a full-on Dominican man with Nigerian ancestry, okay? This man talking about we took a test, I'm black, I'm Nigerian, and it's like, babe, the minute somebody says they took a DNA test to find out if they're black, it's like, okay, you're not really black for real, okay? Like, let's be real, you're not really black. Like, if you have 50% or more African ancestry and you don't visibly look black, then we'll say you're racially ambiguous. But other than that, like, if you got to take a test, you're not really black for real. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because a lot of Dominicans don't know where their ancestry comes from. That is true. So a lot of Dominicans, if they are like brown in some way, sometimes they do got to take a test. But honestly, I doubt that he's 50% or more black. I really think that he's a mix of a lot of different ethnicities, honestly. And he just came out brown, to be honest. But either way, Ice Spice made it seem like her father was like born in Nigeria. And he's just a Dominican man with Nigerian ancestry, which is two different things. Like me, I'm a pure blood African. Like my mom is from Senegal, like born in Senegal. And my dad is from Guinea, like born in Guinea. You feel me? Like, I'm African. You get what I'm saying? So when I tell you my parents are from Senegal and Guinea, I mean like my parents are from Senegal and Guinea. Like, You get what I'm saying? That's what she was putting off when she told her when she told her fans that her father is from Nigeria. And it's like, no, your father is from the Dominican Republic. He's Dominican. He just got a little bit drops of Nigerian in him, which is not the same thing. So it's very questionable if Ice Spice is really black for real. And just because she has curly hair and she has a fro, that don't make her black. Your hair texture does not define your race. There are white people who have 3C hair. So that we're not gonna even wake that tea up. And so I don't know if Ice Spice is really black for real. And she's from New York. Okay. One thing about Dominicans from New York, they love not claiming their blackness. They be like, I know black, I know black, I know black. So I really wouldn't be surprised if she just started claiming her blackness and lied about her father being Nigerian so that she could say the N-word and so she can indulge in black culture when she's not even really black for real. Because Cardi B did the same thing. So. And she was using Cleo to validate her blackness. That's why she was putting so much pressure on Cleo to tell people that she's black and tell people that she's Nigerian. Because, oh, my black friend can confirm that I'm black. If you guys don't believe me, ask my black friend. You know? And I know for a fact that Ice Spice did not even care about what she did to Cleo. Because after all of this came out, her response to this whole entire thing was just her deflecting. And she did not even address anything. She did not take accountability. And she felt no remorse. Like, take a look. Take a look.
Or like, they're not getting exactly what they want out of a situation the way that they want it. You know what I mean? It's like, that's when they decide to crash out every single time. Like, I'm noticing a pattern, bro. And the shit is sad because I genuinely was trying to help her. Like, I'm like, yo, do you want to just come on this tour? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just, like, join. Like, mad last minute type shit. What had actually happened is that we added another tour bus. So I'm like, now we have extra room. We have extra bunks. So I'm like, oh, let me see if Cleo wants to come. Feel me? So she could do, like, her songs and stuff like that. But that's what the fuck I get for trying to be a good person. It's whatever, bro. Honestly, like, you know, that's not gonna stop me from still trying to be a good person. Like, I'm gonna always help the next person out. Like, and that's really my fault for real, because whatever though. But to say, like, just to leave out so many details is crazy. Like, how you not gonna tell the people, bitch, we was on them rides at the theme park screaming our vocal cords out, like, to the point where the next day it was hard to perform. Like, bitch, we was having fun. So for you to try to sit here and complain about a chicken salad, it's like, you never came to me talking about a chicken salad. What are you really talking about right now? You gonna send me a whole essay after tour? Like, you just gonna get off the bus? I don't even know you got off the bus. And you gonna send me an essay with a intro, bodies, and a conclusion, like, and you want me to try to, like, analyze this shit and figure out how I'm wrong when all I did was share my stage with you, when I ain't even have to do that. You got less than 10,000 listeners and I'm sharing my stage with you and you feeling so entitled. Like, you thinking that my peoples that work for me is supposed to work for you too.
You see what I'm saying? She's not even addressing everything that Cleo said. All she's saying is, I did you a favor by bringing you on tour. That's all she keeps saying. Girl, we know you brought her on tour. But you brought her on tour and did her a favor just so you could have an excuse to mistreat her. You're not addressing anything that she said. You're not even denying it, girl. And you don't even sound sorry. But let's continue. I just want y'all to hear the full thing because she's really like weird.
Like, that's so crazy to me. Like, how I'm in the shower, you gon' barge in while I'm butt ass naked, trying to press me about some bags that you gotta carry some bags. What? Like,
Excuse me. Didn't you tell her that you would cover everything on tour for her? Before she went on, you said, I got it. Everything's good. You're covered. Did you not tell her that, Ice Spice? So how does she feel entitled to your team and your security carrying her bags when you told her prior that you were going to take care of her on tour? This is typical gaslighting, typical deflecting. It's like when you dating a nigga and he tell you from the jump that he's going to take you out to eat and buy you flowers. And then you 6 months into the relationship and you still begging a nigga for a date. It's like, bro, before we got together, you told me that you had all this money. You told me you'd be taking people on dates, all this stuff. We 6 months into the relationship. You ain't take me out on a date. And now I'm entitled for asking for a date. It's like, bro, no. You promised me something in the beginning. You didn't follow through with it. So I'm calling you out on it. Nobody's being entitled, bitch. But, hold on. Let's go.
Nah, that's that shit, bro, but that's all I could do, y'all. All I could do is sigh about it, because it's just like, what can you do, bro? It's like, damn. Crash outs and they going on rants, bro. Crash outs and they going on rants, but fuck it though. At the end of the day, it's whatever, bro. Like, this shit comes with it, you know, like, y'all see clearly this will come with it, bro, right? So fuck it. But the whole thing that's blowing me right now is like talking about some dark energy, trying to compare a tour bus to a slave ship. Like, what are you talking about right now? What? That is crazy to me, bro. That's so crazy to me. Like, you really gonna be friends with somebody for 2 years, but the whole time you feel like they soulless and dark? Like, you sound dumb as hell, bitch. If anything, we both need saving. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, we was dead ass we was at the movie theaters. We was siphon. Bitch, you not gonna tell the people how we was at an Italian restaurant and you ate so much fucking food, you fucking vacuum, that the server was like, where did the food go? Like, stop it right now. You talking about she ain't let me to the back of her room on her tour bus. She had this big ass room. Bitch, can I play with my pussy one time? In my bed one time? Like, damn, you want to sleep in my bed every day? That's crazy to me. Anyways, yeah, I'm about to actually go to sleep for real this time, but I'm about to announce the Europe tour dates because
And that comment right there was so fucking unnecessary. So what? She was at a restaurant and she ate some food. What you trying to fat shame for? Cause literally not too long ago, bitch, you was looking like, I mean, girl, before you got on that Ozempic, allegedly, you wasn't the thinnest thing either. So what you trying to fat shame for? And it's like you bringing up stuff that have literally no substance and have nothing to do with the gravity of the situation. Like, okay, y'all went to a roller coaster, a park or whatever. Okay, she ate food at an Italian restaurant. Like, are you not addressing the fact that you bullied the bitch the whole entire time? You're not addressing that at all. You're just bringing up small shit that has nothing to do with anything. Like, bro, imagine your friend really hurts you. Like, she really backstabs you. And she start talking about some, oh my God, like, like, you're just mad because I let you borrow like an outfit and, you know, the outfit, like something so small. It's like, bro, like, I'm talking about some deep shit right now and you bringing up some fucking Italian restaurant. Like, that has nothing to do with what, like, bro, I was your friend and you bullied me on this trip. But you know what? Honestly, when it comes to Ice Spice, I really wanted her to win. I really did. But for me, it seems like Ice Spice does not like dark-skinned women. And it seems to me like she brought Cleo with her because she thought Cleo was going to be her little dark-skinned sidekick that she could use to boost her ego, because a lot of light-skinned women do it. A lot of light-skinned women, they'll befriend dark-skinned women just so they could use us as an ego boost. Because they know that majority of the world is colorist and they'll get more attention than their dark-skinned friend. So they'll use you as an ego boost. And then once you start to display main character energy, or you're still the star in the room even though you're dark-skinned, they get intimidated. And then they get mad. And then they do stuff like Ice Spice, where they try to bully you and assert their dominance over you. Because that's really what happened here. The thing is, when it comes to Ice Spice, she's had a history of getting mad when people bring up her light skin privilege and denying it. She did an interview once where they asked her, like, do you feel like you benefit from colorism? And instead of her flat out saying yes, she was like, oh, colorism is not personal to me. Colorism has been a thing for years. Like, just totally deflecting. And then when the messages got exposed between her and Baby Storm, she was talking shit about Doechii because Doechii had said something about how she's always going to have to work harder because she's dark-skinned. And Ice Spice was totally invalidating it and just mocking colorism as if that statement was not true. And then she started talking shit about Doechii's music when it's like, girl, you are not even talented. You are not the best artist to be talking shit about somebody else's music, especially Doechii. And then she followed up with saying stuff like, oh, well, we can't even act like, you know, Doechii's not one of them chosen dark skins because she's pretty and skinny. And it's like, so you're invalidating the fact that she goes through colorism because Doechii is pretty? It's like she's being featurist and colorist in one breath, literally. Because it's like, what you mean chosen dark skin? Yeah, we know exactly what the fuck that means, bitch. Okay. I mean, seriously. We know when they say chosen dark skins, they mean the dark skins that, you know, benefit from featurism, have the features that fit like the Barbie aesthetic. And it's like, girl, just because you benefit from featurism, that doesn't mean you don't go through colorism. I benefit from featurism, but I still go through colorism. And it was like she was just trying to invalidate the fact that Doechii goes through colorism. And it's like, girl, like, and I feel like she just wanted to invalidate it because she knows that a lot of people compare her and Doechii when it comes to the colorism conversation. And I know she hates when people bring her up in the colorism conversation. It's because she knows that without that light skin, she wouldn't be shit. And that is a harsh reality for a lot of light-skinned women to come to. When they realize that without that light skin, they really are just a basic ass bitch and they really ain't shit for real and they don't really have much to offer, it really hits them home. And then when they get around dark-skinned women who still are the star in any room they walk into, they get so intimidated by them. And one thing about Cleo, even though Cleo is dark-skinned, even though she don't have a BBL body, she's still the star in any room that she walks into because she's beautiful, she's confident, she's very well-spoken, very outspoken, and she's very talented. That's why I feel like throughout this whole entire trip, Ice Spice made it a mission to bully Cleo. Because Cleo was still the star in any room that she walked into. It was evident. Even though Ice Spice is light-skinned, even though Ice Spice has more fans, or even though Ice Spice is richer or has more followers, Cleo still made her feel small. Because Cleo reminded her that without that light skin, she has nothing to offer. A confident dark-skinned bitch will really humble a light-skinned girl who relies on colorism. Because you will remind them that that light skin is the only thing that they have to offer. That's the only thing that gets them attention. Because in reality, their whole entire life, they've been told that as soon as they get around a dark-skinned person, they're automatically going to be better because they're light-skinned. And when you make them feel otherwise, and you shatter that colorist reality, and you show them like, baby girl, I may be dark-skinned, but you still not touching me. You still not better than me. They're going to try to bully you, and they're going to try to assert dominance over you so that they can prove to themselves and prove to you that they're somehow better than you. But it ain't never gonna work. And honestly, like, I'm not gonna lie, I unfollowed Ice Spice. And one thing about it, I feel like Ice Spice has gone really rogue. Like, she's gotten beside herself. She really has. Because the thing is, Ice Spice, you acting like you Nicki Minaj. For real, for real. Baby girl, I don't even want to clock the tea about your sales, but I'm going to clock the tea about your sales. Girl, you had 2 Nicki features. You had a Drake cosign. You are light skinned with a fat ass. You had a whole PR stunt with Central C. And you still only sold 27K, bitch. So you're not that bitch. You're not the bitch that you make yourself out to be. You're really not that bitch. For real. Okay? Let's start there. And you over here acting like you sold 200K on your first week. So you don't make good enough music for you to be acting like that. You don't sell enough for you to be acting like that. Either way, it's no excuse to be a shitty human being. But one thing I will say is I've seen a lot of shitty human beings continue a music career just because their talent speaks for themselves. For example, like Chris Brown. That man has had so many bad stories in the public, but the man is super talented. You can't deny his talent. You can't deny good music. So at the end of the day, his career is still going to live on, and he's still going to die a legend. No matter how much of a shitty person he is, just because he's talented. But you, Ice Spice, your 30 minutes are over. Because you don't have the talent. You don't have the likeliness. Because we all see you as a mean girl now. And you don't have the sales to be acting like that. So, honestly, I want to see how Ice Spice's career is going to turn out after this. Riot's really going to have to make some real good beats. Because honestly, that's the only good thing behind your music, for real, for real. I'm going to be honest. Your music wouldn't really be catchy at all if Riot wasn't behind them beats. Let's be fucking for real. That whole album was really a Riot album. It wasn't really Ice Spice. A lot of us just find it catchy because Riot really knows how to make a fucking beat. But other than that, there's not much depth to your music, and you're not that talented for you to be acting like that. And I think you single-handedly ruined your career by doing this. Because now that everybody sees you as a mean girl, and now a lot of us are questioning if you're really black for real, it's kind of just like, I don't know if we want to support you. You get what I'm saying? I can live without Ice Spice's music. Honestly, I really can. I don't know about y'all. We got people like Doja Cat. We can live without your music, bitch. No shade. You got catchy music, but like I said, it's not like, oh my fucking God, we gonna die. Like, you're not Nicki Minaj. You're not. And it's really, really sad that Cleo had to go through this for you to be held accountable. Because that's what happens with light-skinned women. You guys have a privilege where you guys can really treat people like shit. And the only time you really get held accountable is when you really do somebody dirty. Like dirty. Like, it takes a lot for people to say, okay, you know what? I'm not going to support her anymore when it comes to light-skinned women. Because y'all get a lot of passes. Trust me. And it's sad that we had to learn about your true character by you simply treating your closest friend or your best friend like shit. Honestly. And, you know, Cleo was saying in there, you barely have black friends. She was pretty much your only black friend besides Baby Storm. So it's very hard for me to believe that she actually likes black women. And she's a Dominican girl from New York. And let me tell you something. I know that all too well. Okay? Dominican girls from New York, especially like Brooklyn and the Bronx, I know black, and they think that they're better than black women. Okay? The same way Erica Mena was quick to call Spice a monkey, I wouldn't be surprised if Ice Spice has said some weird ass comments about dark-skinned women behind closed doors. She just has a really good PR team. And before she really started blowing up, her PR team already deleted all her tweets. And it was just so heartbreaking to see this. But honestly, I think a lot of dark-skinned women can take a lesson from this. And just know that you don't have to surround yourself with certain energy just because it's going to give you an opportunity, or just because you are desperate for friends, or whatever the case may be. If you are friends with anybody, especially a light-skinned woman, who makes it her mission to bully you so she can boost her own ego, you need to cut ties. And honestly, Ice Spice, like, she's a weird ass bitch. Like, she takes pride in the fact that she's a mean girl. After all of this came out, she's over here posting on Twitter like, what would you rather be, a mean bad bitch or a stupid bum bitch? Like, girl, what? Like, you're taking pride in the fact that you were being mean? Like, that shit is fucking weird, bro. Like, that shit is weird. This was disgusting. And I don't like bullies. I don't like mean girls. I don't like girls who are just mean for no reason. That shit is weird. So, Ice Spice, you're a weird bitch. And it is what it is, honestly. Whether y'all want to support Ice Spice or not, I really don't blame y'all if y'all stop streaming her music after this. Because this is giving, she really don't like dark-skinned women. She don't like black women. And it's like, we really can live without her music. We're not going to die without that Ice Spice shit. So, sorry. But that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Shakira, aka Barbie 2.0. And I do talk about colorism, texturism, and featureism, and any issues in the black community. So if you liked me in this video, just make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe, y'all, because one thing about it, oh my God, I want to quit my job so bad and just do YouTube full time, but it's all dependent on y'all. If y'all keep subscribing though, I can really put out a lot more videos throughout the week and really be on my YouTube grind where I'm giving y'all content and endlessly. But because I have a fuck ass job that I hate so much, sometimes I'm like crying every day at work. So then when I try to film, I'm not even mentally there to film. And then I be making videos like every 3 weeks because it's like work tires me out. And then it's like, ooh, child. But if y'all subscribe, baby girl, ooh, y'all will get the content. I promise you. I promise you. But anyways, I love you guys so much. And I will see you guys very soon. And I just want to say thank you so much for all y'all being so supportive, because I definitely had a hard day at work. Child. Oh my God. I will tell y'all the story one day. But thank you for all the supportive messages. And I love you guys so much. Besos.